So I'll make sure I tell you when it's stopped. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. So on TNT today, this morning on a beautiful Monday, a lot better than yesterday, right? Yesterday got a little crazy. We have Lee Latham here with us. And most of you guys do know Lee. But the reason that I'm taking some time to bring Lee on here is because he's a true expert in what he does. And that's what we strive for every single day, is to become an expert at what we do in our field. So we bring Lee on here today because he's going to break down some of his things. And he brought a couple of things that we could see here today. And I'm going to just bring this up to the camera just a little bit. And we can see that this is one of Lee's 3 patents that he has that you were the head guy on, right, Lee?
Yeah, Mike.
Number one. So you can have up to, you were saying, 4 people?
Yeah, interesting trivia for everyone. The first person on the patent is the lead inventor. So that's an important designation.
All right. So we can have 4 people on there. Number 1 is the lead inventor. And let me take a gander here on this. Lead inventor. Whoa. Lee Latham of Plano, Texas. Congratulations. All right. So it's kind of a big deal. They've been working on this for a long time, and then the patents come through. So these are 2 of them. The third one doesn't have an official plaque yet, right?
Yeah, it just came through.
Okay. So it's coming through soon. And let's so the reason we had him on is because he's an expert in what he does. Okay. So I'm going to first start, and I'll say, like, Lee, how long have you been working in your industry?
It's about 25 years, Mike.
25 years. Okay. So it clearly takes a while to get to the top of the mountain, but eventually you do get there, don't you, Lee?
Yep, Mike. You get there.
All right. So Lee's up at the top of the mountain. He's got his 3 patents with him. And you currently work for?
Oracle Software.
All right. Oracle Software. And tell us a little bit about the patents and what you do. Just go ahead and talk, Lee.
For those of you who don't know, Oracle is actually the largest business software company in the world. Most people think of Microsoft, but they're actually not just for common users. But Oracle is the biggest business software company in the world. So I've developed software. I'm a software architect, which leads projects and makes technical decisions, how things all get put together, important pieces of the project.
Okay. So this is business software that Oracle puts together, and that's a good point here. So when you write a patent, it's very, very in-depth, and there's a lot to it, and there's a lot of specifications. Tell us maybe timeline-wise how that process went, right? Because you guys had an idea, and then you had to submit it and that whole process and develop the idea. So talk about that a little bit.
Okay. So this actually goes back, I'm getting all the credit now, but it goes back to actually 2014, and even before that. We had an idea for a project, and started maybe in 2013. And we were in the developing it. And the project, these projects take a long time, maybe 2 years to finish it to where you start and get it out to sale. But before you can, or you can't put it out in the public for sale and still get a patent. So you have to release your patent before you put it out for sale. So in 2014, we got together and said, oh, this is like unique. So that's one of the main things, is it unique in your field that no one else has done it. So that's when we go through a process at Oracle where you get the Oracle lawyers involved first, and you give them a presentation of what you've done and make a case for why it's unique. And then if they agree, which they did in this case, they hire a third-party legal firm that specializes in patent law. Everybody's heard of patent lawyers. Then they take the patent and meet with you over about a 3-month period. There were actually 4 people in the patent. There were actually 4 lawyers, which was kind of a comical thing. So there's many lawyers as there were people on the patent. And then the lawyers make it all sound. So they change all the wording so where it's actually hard to understand. But then once they do that, then it gets submitted to the government, and then the government goes into their queue, and it takes quite a few usually takes a couple years. These 2 patents were issued in 2017. So it took those 3 years. And then the last one I just got this month was issued, so it took almost 5 years to get that one approved by the government as an official patent. So you can look it up online and see patent, and Oracle gives you a nice plaque.
Pretty impressive. All right. So it's a very long process, and I'm sure it's an expensive process. Oracle, they have a lot of money invested in these patents, right?
Yeah, Oracle makes they hold their patents for to make sure no one steals their patents, and you see that in the news a lot of times where Oracle and many companies will sue each other over patent rights.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty impressive. Now tell us, we talked about timeline on how long it took. Can you briefly, at a super high level, explain to us, because I can't understand it myself, explain to us really high level about what your patent is really about?
I'll give it a shot. Mike.
All right, go ahead.
So if you think of the internet, everybody knows what the internet is. Well, think about just business traffic between 2 businesses, orders, and like, for example, I work in, this is all for telecom providers. I didn't mention that. So companies like Frontier, Time Warner Cable, they're telecom providers, and they sell their software to big businesses or small businesses, and those businesses need to conduct other business with other companies. So that traffic gets submitted over the internet. And if you think of the traffic as it's going in between businesses, I like to picture it as a highway system. That's easy to picture. So think of the highway system as the internet, how the routes you can take, then little cars and trucks and different ways the information gets sent across the internet. Well, the patent was, and they're all related to the same thing, but it's a software model for tracking that information as it goes across the internet, make it easy for telecom providers to keep track of it, to make sure that your service is provided correctly, and that if they did have trouble, make it easy for them to identify where the trouble is and get it back running quickly.
Okay. So I think in short order, what Lee just told us was Al Gore invented the internet and Lee Latham invented the business-to-business telecom internet. Is that right?
No, not quite.
No, not quite. All right.
I'd have more than 3 patents.
You'll have more than 3 patents. All right. Well, so did Al Gore invent the internet?
I'm pretty sure he did, Mike.
Pretty sure he did. All right, good. I'm glad you're online with that one. All right, so that's really, really good. Thanks for verifying that Al Gore did invent the internet. That is really some good information we should definitely keep talking about. So you've been an expert in your field. You've achieved that. This is kind of like the pinnacle. This is like climbing Mount Everest.
Quite the pinnacle yet.
Not the pinnacle? Well, you've climbed Mount Everest now 3 times and getting 3 patents.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm going to put it down there. And I was also
a 4th now.
A 4th. Well, the 4th big thing that you kind of have in your life that I was present for is Lee Latham does have a hole-in-one. And
yes,
I was there for that.
Much makes me unique across the whole world.
Yeah, there's not many people with 3 patents and 1 hole-in-one. So I was there, Ridgeview Ranch, right by the hole closest to the transfer station that I talked about the other day on TNT. So if anyone goes to the transfer station, look right across the street, you'll see a short par 3, and that is actually the hole that Lee Latham has a hole-in-one on. Is it hole 4 or 5?
I think it's hole 5.
Hole 5. All right, hole 5 at Ridgeview Ranch. He aced it. That's about all you need to know. So that was some really good information that you gave us, Lee. I really appreciate that you came on and shared that with us. You brought a hat for us today, Lee. Tell us what the hat's all about.
Okay. So I bought a Baylor Bears hat. I haven't got the official championship hat, but the Baylor Bears women's basketball team won the national championship last night by 1 point over Notre Dame. A really exciting game, and Kim Mulkey, the Baylor Bears head coach, became one of the only 3 coaches in women's basketball to ever have 3 national championships. So it's quite an accomplishment.
So she has 3 national championships.
And I have 3
and
patents.
you have 3
Wow.
patents. See how we brought that one all full circle? I think you kind of set
Coincidence.
me up for that one. All right. Well, I'm glad that you brought that one up. I'm glad you and your wife enjoyed the Baylor's basketball, the women's basketball game last night. I didn't get a chance to tune in and watch that, but I did get a breaking sports update as soon as the game was completed that they won by 1 point. And that was impressive, and I knew it was important to you, so I need to congratulate you promptly. So thank you very much for that. Lee also shares something else with me. We do have the same birthday. We're both born on June 11th, so there's kind of that thing that we share in common, and that was kind of interesting. So Lee's achieved that pinnacle in his career, but he says he is not done yet.
Resemblance.
Yeah, we look very, very similar. So you have reached the pinnacle in your career, but you want to go further. You just told me that that's not the end of your career.
So not.
All right. Tell us about what's next for you, Lee.
Well, I don't know.
He's not sure what's next.
More of the same, but more excitement.
All right. Well, I've been very honored to be here today with you, Lee, and we'll conclude the patent talk for today. And we'll kind of just say that is good for today on this version of TNT. I will remind everybody that Courtney is here on every Monday to do video recordings for you. I would highly, highly recommend that you come over and have some videos recorded with Courtney. She's here. It's totally free. And you as an agent should be making a commitment to video. Video is super important. It's going to help you grow your business. You have to become better at video. Standard pictures are fine. Articles are nice. Video is king now, and we need to be producing a lot more content. All right. So every single Monday, as soon as the TNT session is over, Courtney is here to do some video recordings and get any video, pictures, anything done that you need. Please, please take advantage of it. If you're running over here right now, then please just text Courtney and be like, Courtney, I'm on my way. No, Courtney says she can't even wait for you because she has homes to go film. You have 3D pictures to go do today at 2 specific homes. Who are the agents for? Mike and Susan. Well, I hope you guys are both very well prepared with these homes. I hope the homes look beautiful today. And Courtney does a great job for you guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day today. See ya.
Bye.